So this is the DIY Yagi mount. What you'll see here underneath is this galvanized pipe truss, which is the lever arm from a Roan tilt tower. I'm not sure exactly how it fit in, but in any event, I got it for 20 bucks at a silent key sale. So that worked out pretty good. I decided to use a T-strap hinge over here into this stub of a satellite dish base, which was here when I moved in, when I bought the house, so roughly 10 years ago. So I thought that would make a good mount since it's already cemented in. And I just got this $11 strap hinge, and it seems to be doing the job pretty good. I expect this beam itself weighs a good 100 pounds or more, but I figured it would work out pretty good. Now the beam is something like 22 feet long, and that treated 2x4 here is a 12-footer. Or is that a 10-footer? Yeah, that's a 10-footer. And so what I'm doing now is very meticulously fitting up using this PVC pipe, electrical conduit, that's why it's gray. I have the 2-inch here and the 1.5 inch there. The 2-inch is my bushing that the main shaft goes in. What I'm having to do is to try to fit this up so that it's in a straight line as possible to reduce the friction. Now on this end, what I have here is a piece of galvanized pipe that, believe it or not, I found somewhere. That was for free. So that worked out pretty good to bolt the boom on for the 2-element Yagi. So I got that on there, and this gadget is just a piece of leftover project from a boating project I tried to do and decided not to use this part. It's just some treated plywood, 1-inch, with some epoxy on either side. Don't really need that, but I'll paint it over so the epoxy doesn't deteriorate, but it does make a nice bearing. So I got a very free movement here. I don't think that'll be a problem, and with all this weight, I don't think it's going to go anywhere, so it'll probably work out pretty good for me. So the balance of the project for today is going to be to try and get this shaft as true as possible, so that as I get closer to the bottom, I can put some sort of a lever and use the Armstrong method to get it around. Then, once I have that to my satisfaction, then we'll look at strapping these two elements on. This is what's called a driven director Yagi. Instead of having the typical driven and reflector, it has a director, shorter director against the driven. So it's just a matter of cleaning up this connection here, this SO239 connection here, and making sure that electrically everything is not shorted. The signal, you know, a basic continuity check will check whether everything's at least electrically okay. Then I'll hang those elements on the boom and at least put it part way up and get my antenna analyzer and see how it sweeps to see if it's at all within range. Now it's going to be way out, being so close to the ground and being skewed like that, but at least I'll have some idea whether it's worth trying to test again. Phase 2 testing, once I get it yanked up using these trees, some sort of a rope up into these trees, and I don't think I'll need a coming along, just a 2-part line will probably do. So that's where we are as of Friday afternoon. Just keep chipping away at it. So far the project is still under $100 for the whole thing, which includes the free Yagi. So I guess you can do some parts of ham radio on the budget, particularly if you're willing to get into doing your own homebrew or semi-homebrew antennas. And that's it from KB1 ZMX until the next chapter.